Hey YouTube, my name's Nancy and this is my place. Today is episode 2 in our Back to the Basics series where we're taking a look at Haitian ingredients and making them 2 ways, both the traditional way and my way. Today we're taking a look at plantains. Now this vegetable has many different names in the Caribbean. A lot of people tend to call it plantain, plátano, but as we like to call it in Haiti, bannann. Now, bannann is a staple vegetable in the Haitian diet. Now, plantains come in very different stages of ripeness. So you'll find this is a green plantain. Now, in this stage of ripeness, they tend to be more starchy. You'll find them in more savory dishes, either fried, boiled. And as it turns and gets more ripe, it turns into this, where it's very yellow, has dark marks on here. A lot of times you'll find these in sweeter. You can still put them in savory dishes, but you'll find these in these are a little bit sweeter. So I like to use these in more savory sweet dishes or in desserts. For our traditional recipe, we're going to be making Bannann Peze or fried plantains. Now here I'm using green plantains. You can use yellow if you prefer. I just like green because they're a bit crispier. You just want to take off the ends of each plantain, cut a slit down the length of the plantain in order to use your fingers to remove the peel. Now if your plantains are cold, it can make it a little bit harder to remove the peel, but you can just use your knife to clean up anything you might have left off. Now that our plantains are all peeled, we're just going to cut these into 4 to 5 pieces depending on the length of the plantain. Now you can make these smaller, just keep in mind that whenever you do end up frying these, they will be smaller. I prefer to have mine larger, that way it can be nice and crispy, but if you make them smaller, that's okay. Now, in order to allow these not to oxidize and turn brown, you just want to add them to a bowl of salted water. That way it just keeps them from turning brown and also lends some flavor to the plantains before you cook them. You want to heat your pan to medium-high and add vegetable oil. You just want enough oil to coat the bottom of the pan. It's just going to be a shallow fry. Once you see that the oil is hot and glistening in the pan, you just want to slowly add your plantains. Now you just want to fry these until they're slightly golden brown and fork tender. Once they're soft, just drain them on a plate lined with paper towel. Now I'm going to start smashing my plantains. Here I'm using a tostonera or a Bannann Peze, but you can use a heavy bottom pot and a hard surface or a tortilla press, whichever you would prefer. You just want to keep these still with a bit of chew on them. You don't want to smash them too flat because it'll make it just a bit harder to fry. So you just want to keep these pretty consistently flat. Just press them down and place them back on the paper towel lined baking sheet. Now this is completely optional. I added a garlic clove to the water and salt mixture before. I'm just going to dip each of the plantains into the water, then slowly add them to the oil. Now since this has water on there, the oil will spit back a bit, so just drop them in very slowly and carefully. And you just want to fry these until they're golden brown and crispy. Once your bannann is golden brown and crispy, you just want to take them out of the oil and place them on a paper towel lined plate. To plate, I'm serving these with an avocado crema. If you want the recipe, just let me know in the comments down below and I'll create a video or a short on the recipe. Now you just want to add these to the plate on the side. I'm just going to sprinkle a bit of flaky salt and Aleppo pepper over these and serve. There you have it, traditional Bannann Peze. This recipe I created just to create a sweet and savory dish for brunch. It's our brown butter roasted plantains. Now to start, I'm just going to go ahead and toast off some of these cashews. I'm just going to toast them off in the oven. You want to heat your oven to 375 and toast them off for about 10 minutes. Now this is a similar procedure as before. I'm just going to go ahead and peel the plantains and take off the skins. Just want to cut the ends off, cut a slit down the middle, and peel these off. Now yellow plantains are a whole lot easier to peel because they're a bit softer. For this recipe, we're going to be cutting these plantains a bit differently. You just want to cut the plantains into thirds, then cut the thirds lengthwise down the middle. We're going to cook these cut side down in order to make it a really nice presentation for the dish. You just want to stick these into a bowl just until you're ready to cook them. Now you can add water and a little bit of salt in order for them not to oxidize, but we're cooking these right away, so they'll be perfectly fine. You just want to take your shallot and slice it pretty thin. I know you can't really see what I'm doing here on the video. Sorry guys, I'm still new to this whole YouTube thing and filming. It's not my strong suit, so bear with me. With your pan on medium, you just want to melt your butter. Now what we're trying to achieve here is brown butter. It's going to create a nice nutty flavor to the dish. Once you see that the butter is nice and frothy, you can go ahead and add your shallots. You just want to cook these down until they're nice and softened and the butter continues to brown. Once the shallots are good and translucent, you just want to add your plantains cut side down. Now what this is going to do is create a nice crust on the surface of the plantain, and it'll just be a nice crunchy texture. I'm just going to season these with salt and pepper, and you just want to check them periodically to make sure that the cut side is nice and golden brown. You just want to cook these until they're nice and fork tender. To your cooked plantains, you can add back your shallots, your toasted cashews, and a splash of veggie stock. Now, you just want to reduce the veggie stock down until it creates a creamy, sauce-like consistency. Now, if you want to make this vegan, you can use vegan butter and veggie stock, or you can use chicken stock if you prefer. I just want to do veggie stock to keep it vegetarian. Once the stock's reduced, you can go ahead and plate up. To plate, I'm just going to pile the plantains high on a plate, add back my cashews, the shallots, and some parsley. Go ahead and finish it off with some flaky salt and some chili oil. You can use hot honey if you prefer. I'm using chili oil here to give it a bit of spice. And that is it, your pan roasted bannann, or pan roasted plantains. If you like this recipe, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell to know when I'm uploading it. And I hope you guys have an amazing day.